Okay, here we are. We're back for I can hear myself. So weird that for once I can actually test my own. Oh, I have to change the title and the thing. That'll work. "3D-Sculpting. Vogue. I don't know why the actual stream element messages don't show on the layout. I feel like I should be able to reset here. Anyway. It's really weird that whatever actual stream element says doesn't show. Now the marker command doesn't show on doesn't work either. It tells me an error occurred. Try again later. I don't know what's that about. I was working on this guy. I wasn't going to keep this poly painting that I did. I did it as a sort of a test to finish yesterday. Not yesterday's. I think it was Sundays. No, Saturday's stream. I didn't stream on Monday as I intended. But I did a sort of a quick paint job just to see what it could look like. I don't know if it's too green. Maybe I saved a different version. Wasn't necessarily going to save this, but I sort of liked it. And decided to not scrap it, really. I wish I could finish this guy already. I'm a little stuck on him. The thing is, I began working on this guy back in like February or the first day of March, which I think was the last time that I streamed. Then I took a break for the entirety of March and the entirety of April, and only in May I came back here, and hasn't been easy. In any way. don't know if it's too green. I feel like the green thing is too froggish, and I want it to be more of a toad. But we'll see what I can do. I want to do at least like an hour of art. I don't know if I'm going to stream for all the time that I have, as I usually do. I'm really so stuck and so frustrated with I kind of leave it. I don't quite want to start a new character yet. I should probably, but I did in my daily challenge in April, I wanted to do an original character for this, but I ended up doing all fan art, wall to wall, because it's hard enough committing to that without having to design anything. Or I had planned to make a sort of which is probably what I'm gonna do next, a sort of a catfish character, and I thought I could do it for my challenge, but it ended up not happening. I didn't do any original characters in my challenge. I'm really behind schedule with what I hoped would be Ergol, my first animated original thing. I'm really behind schedule. I don't have a schedule, but I mean, the fact that I stopped working on it completely in February, pretty much, or March, the 1st of March. It's been a real setback. But I do what I can. TBH. Can I hire one? I want to make some folds, I want to make some skin. I don't know if that's the way. I want to try a few thingies. I like how this is kept sort of granulated. But it looks like weirdly pixelated. Maybe because if I subdivided after black or something. I think only once I promoted a stream on an Instagram story, and I don't think it made much of a difference, so it's such a pain in the ass for me to post stories. I really have to use the app, and I don't like it. I don't like being forced to using the app. I don't even use my phone in general. I don't even turn it on. Wait, should this be negative, right? I kind of want to finish this character already and do something else. It's probably one of the reasons, one of the extra reasons why I quit streaming too, is that I felt so stuck with everything. I wanted to finish the Tomb Raider remastered trilogy, and I had no motivation to play 3 again. It's my least favorite. It's the hardest one. And I had played it. I played the non-remastered, the original version. Kind of recently. So I was not looking forward to playing the entire thing again. So I was like on a dead end on everything. I had lost the little drive that I had for this project. I didn't want to keep the gaming thing going if it meant playing TR3 again. And then there was that 3D bro coming and telling me horrible things every time. I was so traumatized, I don't even know why I let it get in my head. But I ended up dreading the idea of streaming. It took me forever, and well, it would have been extra hard to try to stream during April. I had the full intent of doing it and doing my daily challenge while streaming, and streaming whatever I could of each day. But yeah, it would have been extra hard. It's already very energy and time consuming. And it's too intense anyway. Oh. Yeah, and I wanted to do during April for my challenge, I wanted to do some original characters. I had a friend of mine's original character that I was supposed to do a long time ago that we were going to do as part of a sort of an art trade. And neither of us did their part anyway. It's not just me that I I still intend to do it. I might not do it on stream, but I will do my part. I have a different alpha for this because this is kind of not working. I have to try one of these. These are some new ones that I got for something that I did for the challenge. I'm pretty sure I had something kind of like that in a curve, like scales, and why can't I find it now? Hell are these? Oh. I should get more alphas, make some of my own, clean up this mess of a folder where I can never find anything. Thinking of this, I believe. Oh. It's gonna be too rough. What does it be more fold-like? Maybe I can overlap the two, that one, but soft in this other one. What was the one that I was actually using? I think that's more like it. What? No. Please. Why? Why is it not working? I'm trying to use the blur thing, and it's... Damn it. There we go. I can do like a different texture or different thing here on the underside. Not a different, a separate thing. That alpha didn't really wrap the way I wanted in the underside. Symmetry is on, isn't it? Please be on. Okay, that, but in a higher resolution. Thank you. And inverted. This. And soften a little bit because this created some garbo. Why? Oh, I reset the brushes multiple times. Is that better? I wish I had done some coloring simultaneously with the texturing here. So. I should mask out this area. Probably not so much the underside, because it's applied in a bit of a flat way. The stream's still up. A problem here that I have to sort of avoid symmetry, or it's gonna be like weird seams in here. Or maybe I can try it. Defi, hey. Yeah, I'm trying to bring it back. I'm not super happy with what I'm doing, but yeah, this seam is going to look really weird if I do it symmetrical. So symmetry off, just for this. Where is the middle point? Kind of here. This guy, I don't know why it's being so hard for me to go back to him, because I started working on him in the last days of February and March the 1st. And it's so hard after so long. Trying to find my way here again. Been doing some gaming too, but it was really quick. I played I'm doing Jurassic June. I did the Jurassic Park game, one of the Jurassic Park games for the Sega Genesis, and I played the Alan Grant scenario. It was like 40 something minutes. Next stream I will play the Velociraptor scenario. You can play as a raptor in this one game, and but it was really quick. It was just 40 minutes of gameplay. I could have played the 2, I guess, but I don't have that many games to do Jurassic June, so I guess the way to stretch it out a little bit is to do one scenario at a time. It does. It was a great thing about a great advantage that the Sega games had over the Nintendo and the PC games. They were all really hard at the time. The original, that's one of the things that I was saying, that the original release of that game was so freaking hard that they made this sort of pseudo sequel. Before there was a second book, or before there was a second movie, they made the sequel to the game. Nintendo did it too, because just the movie and the first games were, I guess, like successful enough, but they were so hard that they made the sequels a bit more playable. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to play the first game here on stream because it's so hard. Sega and Blue Sky made these games for the... Yeah, it's true. Again, I just got through it in 40 minutes and I died a bit too much. In that era, yeah, the difficulty was the way to make it last more. But seriously, when they made this pseudo sequel, the Rampage edition that I just played, they made it a bit easier. Or much easier. Weirdly enough, years later, when it was the turn of The Lost World, the sequel, the second movie, and the licensed games for the Lost World, not Dreamcast, what the hell is it called? DreamWorks Interactive made a great game, but it was also very, very hard. So they ended up releasing a second, also a sort of a special edition. And in that game you also play as 4 quote-unquote characters. You play as 3 dinosaurs and 1 human character. And everybody always wanted to get to the T-Rex scenario, but it's the very last one, or close to the last one, so people would never make it. So in this special edition, they made it so it was like a sort of a like an introductory level set in the era of actual Jurassic Park, not the Lost World. So it's set in Nublar, and you play as a T-Rex, and then immediately it goes back to the main original game, and you start as a compy. It's hard as balls. You play as a compy, as a raptor, as a human character, then as a T-Rex, and then I think you switch back to the Sarah Harding character. It was a great game and it had a great soundtrack. The soundtrack is amazing. Mike Giacchino, before he started scoring movies, he started making these soundtracks for these DreamWorks interactive games, and this was one of the best he ever did. Spielberg said he was like a mini John Williams. I don't know how young he was at the time. I would like to play that, but I don't know if I'm going to have to cheat and use save states or something, because if they are hard as balls. I don't like the look of this. They're all very hard. The PC game based like tie-in to the first movie, also made by Ocean, because Ocean got the license for PC and Nintendo, and they made very different games, one for PC and one for the Super Nintendo, and I think they made a bastardized version of that for the NES, or for Game Boy or for something. And, but they also make like a very, very hard couple of games. Would end up cheating always. There's a very funny and very easy way to cheat in the PC version, because you start in a 2D sort of scenario, and then the last few levels are in 3D, but in a kind of Doom kind of way. And the very easy way to cheat was renaming the files. They were literally called JP 2D .exe and JP 3D, and you would just swap the file names and you would start playing the 3D part. It was nearly the only way to reach it, because it was so freaking hard, the 2D part. Very early on you had to spend like hours collecting like some freaking berries to entertain a triceratops so it won't stampede all over you. And you spend all the time in the world collecting these freaking berries, and they're never enough. But it'll run you over anyway. And it's one of the very first levels, so it's nearly impossible to clear. So annoying. So I would like to play that, but I might just... I don't think there's like a level skipping or level selection kind of cheat. But I might do that to play a little bit of the 3D part and a little bit of the 2D. It's really, really hard. But I would like to bring those to my Jurassic June. I haven't even been streaming too regularly. I streamed on the 1st, which was like Friday, what was it? And I should have streamed on Monday, and I didn't really feel like it. And in the end it was a good thing, because my internet went down in the middle of the afternoon until the next day. I switched to my backup, but I couldn't have streamed with that. So I wasn't completely incommunicado, but I couldn't have streamed. What am I looking for? Must buy feature? No, that's not it. Alright, I did do the polygroups thing with this, and I did it wrong completely. At least that's one of the things that I learned this year in the daily challenge. I finally learned to use polygroups a bit more to my advantage. It was like a thing that I was always aware of, but I never necessarily knew what made sense, or what was the point, or how I could use it to my advantage. And now this year in this daily challenge, after like 12 years of using ZBrush, I finally sort of realized and started using it. What the hell am I looking for? It's here. It's not masked by features, masked by cavity. Yes, that's what it is. Invert. Soften a little bit. I wanted to add some shading here to the inside of this folds. I wanted to add more texture to this guy, but again, everything I tried, I felt like I was ruining it, and I would revert it. It's been really difficult to resume work on this guy. I shouldn't have abandoned him for so long, but I guess it just sort of happened. Okay, that's a bit too hard. Can I soften mine the highest resolution? Yeah. Can I soften it without making it that freaking soft? Where's the masking thing again? Why did I miss it? Here. I sharpen it. Then blur it. Then grow it. Sharpen it again. At least that's a little bit more defined. I don't want these creases necessarily to be too enhanced. I don't want any of this inside. Also, I wanted to see the freaking acolyte that I forgot completely. I ended up watching whatever last night and fell asleep. I would have watched it now, but I really wanted to stream again. I already skipped Monday when I could have streamed. I don't really like skipping days again and start falling behind and start falling off again. Or I'm gonna quit completely, I feel like. And it's a good thing even when I don't know if it does much for me in a way, but I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't streaming. I'd probably be watching the freaking Acolyte. Okay, this, but now with a lower intensity, so it's not so bad, is... yes. And soon I'm gonna have to start working on my build video. Last year I abandoned it. I wasn't in the right headspace for anything. I really want to finish it this year. I worked a lot for. I don't know if it makes sense anymore. Everything's going to be even more dated and even more nonsensical. But even if I end up sending it to field privately, because I'm gonna be too ashamed for people to actually see it. I'm gonna be so shit. Okay, that's very intense. I guess I can always give it some yellow back on top. Mark. Yeah, don't worry about that. I should do... I don't even know what I should do. I don't even know about this color scheme. I went for it. It's kind of too frog-like and less toad-like. I want it to be more of a toad. I might overpaint it when as I keep sort of texturing it. I shouldn't paint so much with color. I should leave the texture and the light and the darkness and the shadows and the thing. Job. Probably. Question mark. What I finally did watch was this critters sort of miniseries that Shudder produced at some point, like some years ago. It's not even new. For some reason it had escaped my radar completely. And it's pretty short. It's like 10, not even 10, I think like 8 or 9 episodes, and they're like 10 minutes each. It's very silly and very over the top. It's like embracing the humor more than ever. I don't know if it's supposed to be like... It's certainly less gory. I don't know if the rating is like... I don't think it's G-rated completely, but pretty tame. The movies were a bit more wild at some point. This was very silly, very over the top, and very sort of self-aware in many ways. But I like that this sort of classic horror properties are going back in whatever form they can. I've been watching Chucky. I haven't seen the animated Mogwai thing from Gremlins. No. No, 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 no. So I ended up watching that and I forgot about the Acolyte. I want to make it more of a texture in the back, but the problem is that I don't want it to get in the way of the freaking gems and the freaking... Again, I don't even know if I'm gonna use these gems or I'm gonna end up removing them. Like in the other characters, but by now I feel like I've put them in all of them. So I might keep them. I don't know what even they mean. They all have these spinal ones, but there's also this other. There are other things. I keep talking about this and not doing anything about it, but there are other things that I need to do for Ergol that I haven't been doing. I need to do like a map, I need to do pages of the sort of spell books, and certainly backgrounds. I have a long way to go with the backgrounds, and I don't even know how I'm going to tackle that. So that might be something that I will do at some point. Possibly this month. If I finish this guy, I don't know if I'm going to start another character immediately. I was going to make a kind of a catfish character that I intended to make originally for my challenge. I was going to do it as part of my daily challenge, and I didn't do any original characters. I was going to do a friend of mine's original character that I was supposed to do as a sort of an art trade and never did. And maybe this catfish character that I said, but in the end the freaking challenge has its own life. It got too intense at some point, and I did what I could. I ended up not doing a lot of the things that I intended or had originally sort of planned. Did I do? Oh, that wasn't the wrong tool completely. Jesus Christ. Big spots. The intensity in RGB should be much lower. Just want some spots. For it not to look so flat, because it's very flat the way it is. I don't know if there's like a weird little space in here. Why aren't we? I should probably correct the thing, because we can see the jaw ends in there through this little corner. I have to fix that. No. I don't know if I can lower intensity. Well, okay, freaking symmetry could be on right now. This guy doesn't have much of a story, that's why I would have wanted to finish him sooner. He's just going to appear in the montage as well. With the snail, with the catfish, with I'm not even sure how many other characters. But he's just one of these magical animals of this land that are, many of them, or most of them, are like the last ones of their species, the last one of their kind, and they're kind of facing extinction. Magic itself in general in this world is kind of fading out. Yeah, pretty much. We should try him in the parking lot at some point. The parking lot is it's so funny because of it's a very flat lighting. It's an environment that I never really use because it doesn't do much, but it's always funny to park the characters in there. I should get more environments like those. I don't know if I should give it that kind of thing that frogs have, or toads, or some that they have like a kind of a round thing here. Very specific. I don't even know what it is, but it's some kind of what the hell is the thing that I'm looking for? It's one of the curves. It's kind of a round thing. Okay, that's so not round, but Jesus Christ, not like that. That's a huge intensity. Probably not that size or shape either, but or that close to the I don't know what it is, but like this thing frogs or toads have, that it's kind of like a round thing in there. I don't know what kind of, if it's like a feature or an anatomical thing. Okay, that's probably not. And symmetry is not even on. Great. Exactly what I needed. No, that's not how it is anyway. It should be like that, like inverted. Something like that. I don't know what the hell it is that some frogs, toads guys have. But A, I'm not too happy with that. B, I did it with symmetry off. Freaking symmetry betrays me again. Why is it not working? I turned it on. Now it's on, it should be working. There you go. I don't know if that's too big, maybe, or if it's placed like in the right place or not. But this kind of meant to be like on the cheek. I don't know why the stream elements messages are not showing in the chat overlay. I think I don't know if that's new or if that's something that happened before. There might... Maybe I can set it up somewhere in Stream Elements, but that's very strange. I don't know if I never noticed or what the hell. The command appears, but not the actual quote. It appears in chat, but not in the overlay. Maybe it's something I can customize. I don't know if that adds something or not. Should it be there? I'm looking at... Well, where else is it gonna be? Because it's kind of between the eye and the sort of cheek. Maybe it could be higher, but it's not like I could place it in a completely different place. Here, damn you. Ugh. Again, something that I want to do, apart from the backgrounds, that I'm really in awe of how the hell am I gonna do backgrounds, because I'm not an artist in general. I'm certainly not a background artist. But I'm really worried about how the hell am I gonna make the backgrounds. But I should start experimenting with some things. I tried to do like some cave thing here in actual 3D, but it wasn't great. That ends up feeling way too big. Also, I was looking into the possibility of coming up with my own language for the spell books, because it's also kind of the part of the idea and part of the whole thing, how magic is dying out in this world, that it's in some kind of ancient language, that Astrid can only read a little bit, and Ergol learned also a little bit from Astaroth, but he doesn't really know how to read it. And Astrid doesn't know much better either. So, and again, I always say it, obviously I'm not a linguist or anything, but there's a lot of applications and websites and things that can help you with the grammar and with making up your own language, and they end up providing an actual translator. So you write in English and out comes your language. It's kind of overkill for something like this, to go like full Tolkien with making my own language, but I mean, again, if like a website or an app or something can simplify it for me, it's something I could try to do. Or also I had the idea of just, obviously the easy way out would be making it just English or gibberish. Why do I say gibberish? And just setting it to a font that's just symbols. And I've been looking for a bunch of those, and I've saved a lot of those that I could possibly use. And but I'm kind of happy with someone brought back to my. I'm sorry if I keep saying the same thing. I think I tell the exact same story every single time, but someone reminded me of the existence of the Voynich manuscript, and for the first time it occurred to me that probably someone had made the actual characters, the actual typeface of the Voynich manuscript into a font, and they have. It is a thing that exists. So I could use that, and they're very much like what I was looking for. I was looking for something not too intricate, something kind of rounded. I was going to come up with my own sort of alphabet and perhaps try to do my own font. But that really works, and it's the frigging Voynich. That frigging bizarre thing that's probably the product of a weird mind and not quite what people think it is. Nothing as esoteric or as interesting, just someone being weird on purpose. I would like that for my magic books. You're barely gonna see some pages or something, so it's not like I have to make an entire book of spells. Yeah, that's probably my idea too. It's not something super secret that as conspiracy theorists like to think. Probably just someone having fun, someone being weird, someone being I really like that alphabet. I started looking in actual human languages from actual existing cultures, what kind of alphabet I could use, because there's a bunch. I did some research on that. I obviously don't want to use like some cultures real alphabet and sort of appropriate it in that way and present it as, oh, it's this weird magical thing, and it turns out to be some real language. But I was looking into some of those for inspiration, and I really found some interesting ones that I would have liked to shape my sort of language and my sort of alphabet on. But again, if I can go for the Voynich, it's kind of like a nice Easter egg as well, I think. Why is it? There's so much shadow down there. Okay, that's worse. Should probably paint the inside of a mouth here, or make. I don't know if I should make separately like an inside. And for the map, I found some app or some website that I think it's very limited what you can do in it for free, but again, it's really precisely made for people who make like D&D maps and stuff like that. And if nothing else, it might give me some ideas of what to do for my map. I've been meaning to do that even earlier than doing characters. I wanted to really map out the world, and I never did. Pop, pop, pop. I have to do Astrid, for God's sake. I'm like really intimidated by Astrid or any of the other human characters that I don't even know if Astaroth and Agatha are going to appear, maybe like in a flashback, or at least I'm gonna have to design them because I want to make like either like statues of them or like a stained glass or like something like that that's sort of telling the story a little bit. So at least I have to design the characters. Again, I'm kind of afraid the only one that I did was Sorsha. And I'm kind of fine with her, but I don't know what... I do know what Astaroth and Agatha should look like, but Astrid... I had all sorts of ideas about Astrid. At some point I thought of making her... like give her also some kind of an animal head or something. But no, the idea is that she should be human. She should be sort of half human at least. Like her mother was one of a sorceress, like Sorsha, protectors of the land, and her father could have been just more of a normal mortal guy. And it's kind of the point that she's normal and Ergol isn't. But at some point I considered giving her like a weird bat face or something. Or some kind of animal features. I probably should do something about her before I keep doing weird magical little animals. She's one of the leads, kind of. Not necessarily, but she's a supporting character, but she's more important than anyone else. The entire second half, or the entire last act, is going to be sort of about her, or certainly with her, at her place too. The hell did I do? Again, freaking symmetry's off. I lower the intensity so much that it's almost nothing. I wasn't even sure if I was going to keep this sort of round fingertips, because I feel like that's more frog-like and less toad-like. But, I don't even know, again. I so don't know where to go with this guy. I just want to finish him already. And I might today, or at least I might abandon him in some state of quasi-completion. To sort of move on already. Where am I? Working? So how are you, Defi? Are you still like complicated with work and stuff? I don't know if it's like... someone else was saying that it was like a time of the year when they have like... not necessarily inspections or something like that, but there's like... I heard a lot of people that are going through some specific weird times at work. Not an inspection, what the hell is the word I'm looking for? Well, it's kind of like trimestral reports or something. That maybe that's not it either, but... oh crap, that sucks. It's so worse when some people can be just ruin the entire thing for everyone. I'll get rid of that alpha, but not completely. Maybe use one of these, it's a bit softer. There's always some asshole somewhere. Oh. Okay, that's more of a... okay, well, yes, at least it's not like they are an asshole, but yeah, how... and why are they even hired if there's such a weird, huge barrier as language? Looking for... could use some spots in here, but I don't want them smudged in a weird way. Should be just on the darker side. Upper side. Maybe the foot itself, maybe? Right. Shit. Someone was telling me something similar back in like March or something. This 3D bro guy that, but he went on a weird quasi-racist tirade against like Indian people and this and that, getting hired all over Europe because they're cheap and whatnot. He made it really gross, as he would. He went in a kind of nasty tirade of. But yeah, no, I get it. He went making some weird, ugly generalizations and stereotypes and things. I'm glad that I haven't seen him again. I ended up removing him from here as a follower, and I unfollowed him everywhere. Kind of a toxic 3D bro. It was sad because he was kind of supportive at first, but then he got weird. We have a lot of mutuals that I have been avoiding. A lot of people that I used to raid, they used to raid me, we used to give shoutouts to each other and everything, and it was like a nice thing, but for the sake of trying to keep avoiding this one guy, I've been avoiding them too. It's so weird. I mean, this country is falling apart, but it's so weird to me that Europe and America are acting like as if they were in some kind of extreme emergency and they have to squeeze every penny. I think we aren't even doing that right now. Kind of weird to me. I guess, yeah, it's bad everywhere and whatnot, but here, we were just hearing that the gas and the electricity bills are gonna have a 200% increase on July, and it's been like that. We've been on a steady tendency like that of everything doubling every 2 months or every month, and it's like unlivable. It's fucking desperate. We have surpassed everyone in the inflation. It was like Lebanon and Venezuela and something where it's like the highest in the world, and now we are, and we have been for a while, and it's not lowering. They say it is, and they say it's been lower. In March we finally had just one digit for the first time in a while of inflation. But it's not. Nothing is improving. Everything's only getting worse. More expensive and more. Right. Yeah, I guess that the competition and yeah, no, of course it has to be tough, and it is tough everywhere, and there's recession everywhere, and everything's a problem everywhere. Here we're like fucking suffocating for forever. And we look at first world economies and say, what are you complaining about? I know, of course, everyone has their own problems and different problems that we don't have. Again, I never wanted for this guy to be so freaking green. This poly paint was something that I tried on Saturday, I think, just for the sake of doing something, because I didn't know what else to do. Sculpting wise, I was like really demotivated already, and but I tried it and it sort of stuck. I saved it, and I know I'm rolling with it, but it might not be exactly what I originally intended. I wanted for something more frog-like, more toad-like, and this is very froggy. Am I? Yes. Green symmetry is on. It is getting smaller. And here I wish I had made the actual use of polygroups that I learned finally during my challenge. I kind of started to try to implement it here. I kept like, I separated a polygroup here, but it's not good. It's like weirdly pixelated in this way. Yeah, that's why I wasn't sure about this fingertips, because yeah, they have more like claws, more like nails, as opposed to this padded, rounded thingies. But again, I wasn't sure of how to pull off that. Kind of look, and I thought this is like a recognizable trait of this kind of amphibians, and I tried it and I left it. But I think I saved a version of the old limbs in case I wanted to change it back. I didn't fully discard it. Something that I should do already is trying to upgrade this freaking ZBrush. I've been checking more recent versions, and they have so many better tools and better brushes that I don't have here. And of course I'm always going to be stuck in making things very primitive and very shitty in a way, like lacking in detail and stuff like that. There are so many great tools and great brushes and great things that I don't have for being stuck in this old version. The problem is that the one time that I tried to install a more recent one, I lost the Keyshot bridge that lets me render on Keyshot and have like photorealistic renders. But I should be able to update that too, I imagine. How do I do the blackface thing? It's not blackface, it's backface, but it always sounds like blackface to me. Also masking, backface mask. It's not blackface, it's backface. But I always see that word as blackface to me. You toggle it so the masking won't bleed to the other side the way it's been doing it here. Well, it still kind of does it. It's not great. Fuck it. Sometimes I have to work with a much smaller brush. That's kind of the whole secret. But it's kind of a pain to damn it, it got still bleeding to the other side. Is this the right size of brush? Okay. I'm gonna have to cover it manually, painstakingly, with a smaller size so it won't bleed to the inside. God damn it. Fuck. Fuck, fuck, fuck. No. Not that. I hope that does it. And how do I? I don't know if I'm going to have enough Jurassic June streams to cover all the games that I want, or if I'm going to run out of games instantly, or what the hell. So I thought I might play, finally, Dino Crisis as well, because I don't have that many Jurassic Park games, and as I was saying, the ones that I do have are hard as shit, a lot of them. So I might have to just do like a quick run of a few of them and go as far as I can, or just play them for as long as I have, like an hour or 45 minutes at the beginning of the stream, and just leave it, because I don't know what I'm gonna do with those really hard ones. Or again, I might just have to freaking cheat and use save states. In the case of a PlayStation Lost World one, I probably should. Really hard. But then there's always Dino Crisis. I'm gonna leave it for the end because it's not really a Jurassic Park game. But I might play that one. Yeah. Those were so freaking hard, but they were insanely hard. Again, that ocean one, the PC one. Even the 3D part one, once you make it, and you don't really make it, the way to make it again is to rename the files. And trick the game into starting the 3D part. 3D part is not that difficult, oddly enough. But the 2D part is insane. Again, one of the earliest levels you have to collect of these berries to distract the freaking Triceratops. And you spend such a long time going through the entire level, facing other stupid dinosaurs, collecting all the berries that you can, or every single berry in the level, and in the end it's not even enough, and the guy just stampedes all over you and kills you instantly. It's the most fucking frustrating thing, and it's the very first level, or one of the first. It's a terrible start. I don't know if I should mask out all of the rest just in case, so it won't bleed all over. It's a freaking save, because I'm... The other day, you didn't see it. I think Couch didn't see it either, because that was before. But I went back to in the freaking Tomb Raider, the last artifact thing with the porta potty with the computer terminal thing. I thought there has to be something to it. It was weird that the level just ended there and without me going back and without me doing anything. So I thought of going back, and I did go back to the porta potty, and I used that disc that activated some water pump thing, and suddenly there was like a waterfall that gave me access to this whole entire area. And it was suddenly a volcanic area it was a whole lost freaking world that was just a very tiny area. There was not even much to do there or any essential items to get or anything. But it's this whole freaking lost world with lava and pteranodons that would make me fall off the platforms. Very funny and very interesting and very weird, but it's so... It's exactly like the Nessie part in Scotland, that it's also part of a secret and you might complete the level without even getting there. Like a sidetracky thing completely. It's so funny. It's a whole lost world in there for just a tiny little area full of pteranodons that would push me off the platforms. I think I clipped it, or I don't remember if Couch was already here. I think I have a clip of that somewhere. I wanted to go back and clip the Nessie part. Yeah, I think it's kind of the point. You just leave the level and... Exactly like the Nessie thing, it's like a huge deal. You go and actually face Nessie itself, and then you go inside and you see the plans and you discover that it's all fake and everything, but it's just a sidetracky thing that you might even miss completely. I don't know why they did that with those two things. I don't know if there's more of that in the game. There's something. There might be something else that's similar. Because they did to it those 2 times. They might have done it a third. This entire hidden area is completely optional. Jesus. I was so stupid that I overwrote the save file to go back to that part, to both the Nessie part and the this freaking little lost world. I don't know why, even now in the remasters you have such limited slots for save games. I even had to, even playing the main game, I had to overwrite a lot because you have this limited amount of slots, and why the hell make it limited? It's a tiny file in the computer anyway. It's not like you are using space in a card or anything like the PlayStation version. I think I overwrote both, or at least certainly the Nessie one. I wanted to go back. The funny thing is that I never knew, because I kept saying that I had the theory that I had never finished it because I didn't have much of a memory of what the rest of the game was like. But then revisiting it, I think I must have at least finished it once. I have a physical copy on everything of both the Lost Artifact and the Golden Mask. but I didn't remember much of either. What color? It should be reddish, it shouldn't be too saturated, it should be beep 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 dark. Maybe. What's the inside of it? Maybe it should be just like a darker green, but I don't know, I'm just going kind of cartoony with this. I don't even know why I started earlier today to stream. Started like a half hour earlier. Yeah, I guess it should be kind of reddish. I don't even know if we're gonna see much of the inside of a mouth, but it shouldn't be like this unfinished thing exactly like the outside. Anyway, I really have to look into the bonus levels that I missed because I didn't unlock them because I didn't care too much about the secrets. I'm pretty sure that Stella will come to my rescue again, and they used to have like save files for pretty much every level, not even these hard ones. So I might be able to find over there some save files that I can export. And I should be able to play those bonus levels from both 3 and that weird Vegas thing from the Golden Mask. It looks really shitty. It looks fun made, like a bad fun made game, fun made level. But I still want to play it. That probably is the one that I never played before. That Vegas thing. All Hallows, I'm pretty sure I did do it. The bonus level from 3. I'm pretty sure I did do it in the PlayStation 1 era. I went through the trouble of getting all the freaking secrets in all the freaking levels. But I didn't want to do it in this playthrough here because I would have had to be looking at a walkthrough the entire time because you don't know where the secrets are. Some are really stupid and they are kind of in plain sight, and they play the secret. I think I forgot to clip it. I wanted to clip it, but a lot of times I said this is a secret. And it's just the path to you're in the middle of a level. It's a path that you have to use, and the little secret thing plays, and you're like, this is a secret. How is this a secret? But that's another of the added difficulties of 3. There's too many secrets. And they're not clearly marked or anything. In 2 it was so easy because you could see, sometimes you could see from afar. Maybe it was like hard to reach, but you could see the little dragon statue, and that was it. That was the secret. In 3 sometimes it's nothing, it's literally nothing, it's not even ammo or anything to pick up. And the little music plays and that's the secret, and you're like, okay, that's a secret. And some levels have 6 secrets, some have 4, so it's not even consistent like that. You cannot even keep track. Without a walkthrough, you have to look every step of the way. Okay, how many secrets in this level? So, and then keep looking at your inventory and your compass to see how many secrets you've cleared from that level. As if it wasn't hard enough. 3 is so freaking hard. I was so not looking forward to playing it again, but I'm glad that I did. I wanted to complete the remastered trilogy. But what a pain. It has its moments and everything. I don't loathe it. It's funny that people complain about parts that I don't even mind so much. People complain a lot about the kayak, and that's fine. It's not. I kind of did struggle with the kayak during the playthrough of the remaster. Not so much when I played it like in December. I had to swallow my own words. I did struggle with the freaking minecart again. I've always hated that freaking thing. I've always skipped it. Well, I must have. I don't even know. I was going to say I must have played through it at least once when I did get Deathly Hallows at some point. I did play the bonus level in the PlayStation version, so I must have gotten the secrets at least, but I know that every other time that I wanted to play that game, I skipped it. I skipped that level completely. Is it gonna look okay if we open the mouth like this? It's gonna look like it has some color. It's not just the same as the outside. I don't even know. Again, the tongue, I'm probably just gonna give it like my typical granulated sort of thing, but maybe higher intensity for this. I already had this idea of this little gag with the snail that the orb comes out like covered in slime. And I thought that maybe this guy could do something with his tongue, but I don't even know if if I will be able to animate it. B, I don't know if I should turn everything or every other little scene in the montage into a joke. But it's kind of a possibility, so I might change this tongue completely when the moment comes, when the time comes. I was thinking of painting the irises. Sometimes, or most of the time, for most of these characters, I do like I just apply some texture, but unless I find a proper texture, let's check out. Let's Google up an actual texture of. Once I find it, I might try to paint it. Maybe I could apply like some amphibians have like this iris that's not completely round, not completely a slit. It's kind of wonky. I don't know if I want to do that, but I feel like that would be again something that would anchor the character to some kind of recognizable feature. I don't know if this ended up being a bit too sharp. I might try to de-emphasize it a little bit. I hate that I've done nothing for Ergol in all this time, but I guess I've gotten other stuff done, but what base color could I use? Yellow also? Kind of orange? No, maybe I can... What am I looking for? This one. This one. Let's apply an actual, no alpha, let's apply an actual texture. What? Do I have any... Oh, these are... I completely abandoned the cave thing that I was trying to do. I wasn't happy with it. It looks so shit. It looks very 90s 2G. Porsche. Well, it's not here what I'm looking for. It's probably not in alphas either, but yeah, here I have some, at least some eye textures, but I don't think any of us are quite what I'm looking for. Maybe something more like this, but more like a slit. What eyes do I have? Are you searching? Oh my god, you're already crushing. You already want to freaking... God, this computer is collapsing. Well, one of these maybe not a bit too intense, but maybe this one that's sort of more rounded and not have such pointy ends, but I should start. I'm probably going to abandon Ergol again soon if I start working on my fill video. I don't want it to go to waste completely again because I'm unable to finish it again. I've been wanting to show you on couch what I had, but I don't know. I feel so stupid. It's one of the reasons. Again, the entire situation with my mom's health started, and I was in a completely weird headspace for that, so I didn't want to keep working on it, but I also kind of outgrew the entire video and the entire concept and the entire thing. Again, if I finish it, I might just send it privately to Phil. Because it's such an old idea. I think it's an idea that I had since the very first year when we made the community video, but I kept it in the back burner. And I kept collecting things for it. But then my laptop broke and I lost everything that I had collected, but I still told myself, I can still do it, it's a good idea, let's make it, and blah blah blah, and it still wouldn't work and it still didn't happen. So it's like everything conspired against that video. But I already have so much stuff that I don't want it to go to waste, and it's a bad reason for finishing it. But I don't want to abandon it completely. I feel it's kind of sad that I abandoned it completely. This green is the same but in green? Yes. Does this have, because they don't have many textures. Thank you. Yeah, no, of course. It's not a big deal. It's not that I want to hide it, because I'm that completely ashamed of it. It's like I feel like it. I don't know if it would work anymore. It's such an outdated idea that we have referenced so much. It's basically like a mockumentary exposing Phil as not real, as an AI or as a robot or as a combination of both and stuff like that. And it's something that we have joked about for years, but I don't even know if what I was doing is relevant anymore, if it makes any sense, or if it... And I've been collecting some new clips and some new thingies for that, but again, I'm so insecure about the whole idea that... It's not like some of the previous ones that I was really happy with and I was really proud of. Where the fuck did it go? Did I not import the texture? Hello? Oh, here it is. Drag alpha off, focal shift to minus whatever, and freaking intensity to 100. That's pixelated as fuck, so I should probably do it in a higher resolution. And it probably shouldn't be a slit, because if I put it like that, it's too feline. If I put it like this, it could work. That's very strange. Maybe it shouldn't be. Oh, it especially gets stretched out. It shouldn't be a slit, maybe. Fivers? For the eye? Can I, if I soften it, it goes like... Why did I close the freaking thing? I always leave 10,000 windows open and I close the ones I need. Hairy eyes. Do I have... These round ones don't feel like it's gonna work. This square one was for... what's its name? The How to Train Your Dragon. This one maybe? That's kind of... Not that much of a slit, it's more oval. Why do I have to change it manually? Why the hell do I import it here and it doesn't appear? It's not like selected. Okay, that's still weird. But maybe I could apply it like this and paint manually in something in this part. Or I just... Oh, maybe it should be more like facing forward here. The angle gives it like a weird expression. Maybe I should just make it round? Question mark. One of these. Maybe. This is a bit too saturated, but up. Why focal shift is all... Why is it still making it? Okay, yeah, I have discovered that at least that round I don't like either. This probably doesn't quite work, but looks more like the right path. Should I... Let's take this to Photoshop. try to do something with it. There's not enough RAM. What the hell are you doing with the RAM? Am I using it all in friggin' kind of... What the fuck? Jesus Christ, why are you collapsing? Everything's falling apart. What does it... Does that even say? Shut up. It's been happening to me for a while and I don't know what... Oh, I cannot open Photoshop at all? Shut up. Jesus Christ, am I gonna have to close freaking ZBrush for a while, then open Photoshop? Are you gonna let me? I don't know why this thing is on the verge of collapse. What? Shut up. Are you gonna let me do something at all? This motherfucker. What? Oh. That's another thing, I guess, why. It started during the challenge. I started getting a lot of these messages. It started freaking out over the RAM and this and that, and I couldn't use simultaneously one thing or the other. If I was sculpting, I couldn't render. If I was rendering, I couldn't sculpt. I had to export and immediately close everything because it couldn't handle all at a time. I wish I could upgrade. I wish I could do something, but I can't at this point. What am I doing? No. What? Oh, okay. We're kind of in the verge there of white thing here. I don't know, let's try this, maybe... Oh my god, stop. Leave me alone. Yeah, it gives me all this alarmist messages, but in the end it, I guess, work. Can I save this? Why is this in reptile? Where am I? Can I bring any of these to use a little bit of like one of these to use a little bit of a texture of the pupil on top. Use a little bit of that texture. Maybe I can give it some coloring. So it's not so completely flat. I don't freaking know. Now I'm gonna have to close this, open ZBrush again. Wait for it to respond. I'm just opening it. Shut up. It's also very full. I don't think that's entirely the problem, but the hard drive is very full. I don't know what to do with this one, because it's not like my laptop that's full of shit that I've downloaded that I should delete. Here it's stuff that I should put in hard drives, and I should back up. I should have a backup of my Ergol characters and all of that, but it's really harder here to figure out what can I sacrifice, what can I remove. The little games that I have are really small. They're not a big deal. They're mostly emulators and a bunch of ROMs. And I haven't even installed some of the stuff that I wanted to do for Jurassic June. What the hell am I looking for? Texture. Board. Can I use the PSD, or I'm gonna have to save it as a PNG? Okay. Drag. Full intensity, 0 or minus 100. So let's say we put it there. Or maybe it should be. I don't want to give it like a weird angle, because it makes it look oddly like a bit of a frown. You know, when it doesn't have like brows frowning, but I feel like if it's in a weird angle, it's kind of frowny. Brownish. I don't know if this white brim should be something else as well. It's a bit too white. Maybe I should make it more orange. But now, how the fuck do I go to Photoshop without something crashing again or just bringing out? Maybe I can do like a quick coloring here in actual this, and just okay, that's gonna make it too orange and too saturated. I don't want it too red. I don't want this white thing either. Maybe more like this? Question mark? A bit too saturated and a bit too yellow. Maybe like that. It's a bit not as shit as the white thing. This looks colored as well. Maybe I should price a contrast. I should also take a break to learn to do better rigs on Mojo. It's amazing what people do in Mojo. I'm so glad that I discovered it, but it also makes me feel bad for making very shitty, very basic things that you can even see where the keyframes are. Okay, that's the same one. I exported it, but it didn't. Okay. You import it, but it doesn't equip, as it were. Why does it do that? That better? It was shiny. I'm gonna make like vertical doesn't necessarily work, does it? It's too reptilian or it's too feline. It's not necessarily frog toad. But like this, I'm not that convinced either, but reset. Now let's. What? No, that's not. Jesus Christ, no. That's not what I was looking for. Here, shading. If I make it, kind of darker here, the brim. Maybe I can use an alpha. Not that alpha. One of these. And make it like a dark gradient here. Yeah, that deformed the entire eyeball, so it left the socket completely. And do I have? What the fuck did I do? Jesus Christ, I hate this freaking tool. I always misclick. No, not that. Here, let's go back to the eye. Smaller, maybe. And like that, but like a glossy shine. It could work, question mark. I can always retexture it within actual eShot and apply some texture off the internet or something, some photorealistic actual frog eye, toad eye. I don't know what to do with the chin. I think it doesn't necessarily. When I tried giving it some spots, I didn't like it. Where are we? Oh, we're still in the ice. Okay, well, of course I didn't like that because it's way too intense. Let's lower that. Let's. Oh, it could work in a low intensity. Gives it a texture as opposed to the flattish thing that we were having. I also have my granular, my patented personal. Where the fuck is it? Brush. Where the hell are my brushes? Granulated. I have this. I can also add some actual texture to it, but probably not in the chin, right? Not in the jaw or in the thing. I should add that in the back or other places, but I like this smooth. Maybe I can make some kind of wrinkles or something, but not so much of a texture like that. Here, I should make it not completely and maybe not that uniform, but I should give it that kind of texture, I'm thinking. I kind of tried the other day what the hell was it? I keep forgetting because I skipped Monday, so it must have been Saturday. This freaking thing, I don't know if it should be softer. I don't know if I came up with this myself for the sense of the illusion of scale or something. I wanted to make it like really saggy, bold of skin here that goes all around, but it's not how exactly any of these guys work. The really fat ones are like a complete bag of amphibian. Lucky, hey, welcome back. I'm trying to figure out what to do with this guy. I like that texture, but again, I don't know if like that, I don't know if it's too uniform. I feel like it's the kind of thing that I could do with that I could do in Keyshot, but if I did it in Keyshot, it probably would be too uniform and it would apply it to the face and to every surface, and not necessarily what I want. I want it mostly in the back. Then there's other I've been seeing, but I don't know how to. I don't want to necessarily hand draw some kind of pattern, but I have seen some frogs, especially like bullfrogs, have some kind of pattern of like scales or like something. I don't want to necessarily freehand it. It's gonna look like shit if I try to freehand it, I think. But I should maybe try to do like, and symmetry is off, god damn it. Always symmetry. Not like that, maybe this soft there. The eyeballing and freehanding and something like that. I kind of like it, question mark. You know, in a way that it gives some features to the back apart from the friggin' crystals. Maybe that's not the way to do it, but something like that I kind of like. Maybe I should have done it before the granulated, or maybe I can go back and soften these things again. Oh. Yeah, the problem is that sometimes, or most of the time, I don't really like eyeballing things where I need more precision. But it's inevitable, because how else am I gonna do some things if it's not eyeballing them? I'm always complaining about having to eyeball things and freehand things. And one time, famously, I was trying to say that precisely, and I ended up saying I hate freeballing instead of eyeballing and freehanding. Something like that, but not quite this, maybe. If I try to crease the It shouldn't be too sharp, maybe, but I don't freaking know. That's a lot of my characters end up being things that I tried out and wasn't too convinced with, and I ended up making them a feature. It's not a bug, it's a feature, applies to me too. Don't you have a prompt from your 100 days away from your phone, or what is it? Don't you have one of those prompts for today? This is too far, these two are too far from each other. Oh, okay. Right, you do multiple things a day. Okay. Unlike me. What am I looking for again? The beep is standard. Standard. Let's do... Yes, don't worry about that. Let's do 1, 2, 3, a bit more evenly spaced, or maybe more in this direction. It's too long. Did I lower the... no. Now let's lower it to soften these. What did you do today? What was the prompt that you did? I haven't checked like Instagram or anything, so I haven't seen it. I want to finish this guy today, but I don't want to just do what I've done before, of just giving up on him more than finishing him. That's funny. I always wanted to make something with actual prompts like Inktober or something like that, but A, I don't really draw, B, what I do in 3D. I do fan art on my daily challenge because of I don't have to design anything, I don't have to come up with anything. If I did, on top of the already very limited time that I have, I'd be cooked if I had to design something. What am I looking for again? The crease, damn standard, my own patented brush that's basically damn standard modified. Because I always say it, I don't like the crease brush that comes with ZBrush. Not as satisfying as the crease. I don't even know if it, I don't even remember if it's called crease in Sculptress, but it's so much better. Originally this character, I had an idea for a frog character that was going to be more anthropomorphic, and I ended up changing it because I don't want any other weird mutant characters other than Ergol. That's why I want for these magical characters all be pretty much normal animals, just giant and speaking and with crystals, but otherwise they're all normal animals. They're not like weird dragons or unicorns or something that doesn't exist. They're all very normal. But this guy was going to be slightly Ergol-like in a way that he was going to be an anthropomorphic version of something else. Yeah, no, of course, but yeah, having prompt sounds like a nice sort of point of departure. Sometimes, like I've never done it myself, but I always seen like the prompts for Inktober. Sometimes they're like very vague kind of things. Sometimes it's something almost sort of abstract, like revenge or something like that, and you have to come up with something around the theme. Well, revenge sounds dark, but you know what I mean. It's nothing specific. It's just some kind of just that a point of departure. That's why I would like to some days do something with either a randomized prompt or something. I was never too keen on doing like a random character for the sake of it, especially when I have so much work to do with my own project or whatever. But there's a lot of like random character, like sort of prompt generators that end up being a bit too random. It's always like zombie, mummy, student, alien from something. It's such a pastiche of things that it feels like it's a bit too much. But there's like that kind of generator, and I always eluded them, but also kind of think that they could be interesting. Jesus Christ, that's too intense. To do like something based on a prompt. Maybe I should do something like that as a challenge or as a thing. I keep thinking of God knows when or if I'm ever going to be able to be like affiliate or partner or anything, but it's one of the things that I think that could be like some kind of point redemption sort of go for. It should be like a pretty expensive one, because it would take a while for me to drop whatever I'm doing to start doing something like that, but it could be like a point redemption to do something based on a character generator kind of prompt. No, I don't really know. I already tried, and there's a lot of commands and a lot of things in 3D-Sculpting that tell me that they don't work because I don't have channel points. But maybe it's just me that I don't know where to look for, but that is very intense. like all of those. You can, that kind of thing that you can duel other members, other chat members for points and stuff like that. I can't enable any of that because I don't have channel points. I'm told. I don't know if that's quite like that, or if I'm doing something wrong and I can maybe enable like stream element points, but there's this whole set of commands and things that I cannot enable, like a kind of a roulette and all of that kind of stuff. Stream elements dead. I remember that at least. There's a bunch of commands that it tells me I cannot enable because of because I don't have channel point. What commands do I have? I have a lot of shitty ones about the links and whatever that we never use. There's bet and enter on those. That seem to be enabled because they are in my list, but yeah. Well, okay. What do these even do? Whoops. Can I maybe stop this and... Okay, wait. That's way too intense. Give this a bit of a highlight. Still very intense. How much lower can it be? This would be so much easier if I was an actual artist. Yeah, the rest is 0, right? It's too dark, isn't it? Kind of outline that I gave it. Level up your creator profile with sponsorships. Get sponsored, yeah. Top chatters, Couchpunk with 1732 messages. Ooh. So funny, I've never seen these stats. Well, you know, but by an actual artist, I mean someone that even knows, like, I don't know. Really, I cannot really draw, I cannot really do a million things. And if I had that kind of foundation, it would be, a lot of things would be so much easier for me. But I struggle with everything precisely because I'm not an artist. I draw like a child, so I sculpt like a child. Just a little bit better, hopefully, but I see all the time that really people who can actually draw and suddenly try 3D, they have such a great advantage. I'm almost tempted to take this already to keyshot to see what it looks like in a better material and in a more realistic kind of lighting, but it's probably going to crash. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say that what actual defines an artist is really making it your livelihood, regardless of quality or formation or anything. Which is weird because a lot of people make amazing art and they just make them for themselves, but if that seems to be part of a definition to really make it for real and not as a hobby, which, as if hobbies weren't whatever, I don't know, people are gatekeeping like that, but well, I have, what is this? Oh, here. I can hear my own echo somewhere, I don't know, it's because I'm hearing it from the headphones that I'm no longer using since I'm finished the gaming part. I took them off, but I still can hear myself in some weird echo somewhere. Well, I'm not super happy with this guy right now, but I feel like at least we're making some progress with him finally. There's so many things that weren't happening. What would happen if I inflated this a little bit? Is that too much? Or it's actually better, because I make them kind of narrow and weird. If I make them a bit curvier, a bit more round, a bit more full, are they better? Question mark. In any way, I don't worry about the legitimacy or anything of being or not being an artist. I do say that it would give me a great advantage to be better at so many things, from color theory to so many things that I'm not great at, and I'm just eyeballing everything and I'm just navigating everything almost but instinctively. I guess I'm lazy because there are a lot of things that I could have learned on my own. But at the same time, I feel like I was talking about this the other day, I feel like I already, in many aspects, I've already reached my ceiling and there's not that much improvement I can make. I've been doing this for 12 years and I'm still mediocre, and there it is, there's your proof. Practice makes perfect to some extent. You have some kind of... I have some kind of limitation, some kind of glass ceiling that's there, and sometimes I make like really stupid mistakes, like things that I don't notice that I could improve, and I kind of notice when the thing is already finished and or rendered, and I don't want to go back and redo something too radically. But sometimes I do realize what my own limitations are and how I could improve some things. Sometimes it's either too late or it's not really worth it, or... But in general, I feel like I have reached some kind of critical mass. Of course, I can always learn new things, and I just did in my daily challenge. I learned to use things that I have been under my nose for years, and I never necessarily knew how to use them to my advantage or care to learn. And I finally did, but I feel like there is some kind of... There's not like an unlimited power to tap into just practicing and sticking to things forever. Probably I should give it here some wrinkles also or something. Thank you. I enjoy it too. I mean, it's been a gift to be able to do the things that I've been doing the last few years. I was very... I feel like almost frustrated before because I didn't have much of an outlet, or a sort of creative outlet for things, and it's been a great thing to be able to do some things, but yeah, it's also very limited what I can do. Jesus, what the hell happened? kind of wrinkles here. Okay, something flashed in my... I don't know, something happened to Twitch or what the hell. What a dog doing? I wish I had all of these tools and all of these ideas years ago. Like by now I had already given up on so much. And it's still very limited what I have. But it's funny how making the videos that I did for Phil gave me like, or made me discover these software that I'm gonna be using to animate Ergol, and to finally make some little stories and things that I never could before. I'm such a frustrated filmmaker. I went to film school but didn't graduate, but didn't really do anything ever. And only now I can do something, so sometimes it feels like too little too late. But well, there's also, it is what it is, and it is what I have, and it's a great thing to be able to finally try to do something, and I hope I will give myself the chance to really try something. I already feel like very insecure again and very weird. I wish I could draw. I mean, there is something obviously more immediate about drawing, and for animating too. It'd be such an advantage. I hate that I haven't made any progress with it in so long, but yeah, this project and these characters are supposed to be part of that. They should be my first animated, original little thingy. It's freaking ambitious. I wanted to do something simpler and I couldn't come up with anything. Everything that I came up with kept growing out of disproportionately. I started adding things and characters and things. But I'm happy at least with the... It's very unlike me that it's been years. I think in 2022 I first came up with the... 21 or 22, I only started working on it in 2023. But it's almost unlike me that I'm still enthusiastic about an idea of mine. It's almost unheard of. I always end up losing interest. But with this, I would still like to make it happen. I'd like to make it, I'd like to see it. I already have so many finished characters that I should start making at least some tests of animation, some rigs. Even when I don't have backgrounds, or even when I don't have a lot of things. Well, the main ones are just Ergol and Astrid, but out of the ones that actually have lines, I think I've made practically all of them except for the stag kind of character. Deer, a stag, not a moose. What the hell is the word I'm looking for? Well, that guy that I have been avoiding him because I don't necessarily know if I should make him like with fur or what the hell. So I don't know how to avoid that, and so I've been kind of avoiding him, but I feel like the main ones are kind of done, except for the fact that, yeah, I've also been avoiding Astrid because I don't know how to make her. But I already could be doing some little scenes of, at least as a test, or at least as a practice. Yeah, it could be, but the problem is that I already have that problem with the bat. The problem are going to be the joints and how the fur is going to work with that. I don't know. I might give it like I might do exactly what I did with a bat that has like, I sort of painted on the fur, but I gave it a sort of a fibery color. I might do that with the stag. And I don't know what to do with the stag. My original concept for the stag was going to make the antlers out of crystals, but I haven't done anything quite like that with these other characters, so I don't know if it's gonna work. But I think it's also going to look creepy and weird to have the stag with spinal crystals. I feel like it's gonna look just weird. So I don't know, and I have been, for that reason, I have been kind of avoiding him. But I could already be making some scenes with the other characters. Or maybe nothing final, but at least to start trying and start experimenting and start practicing and rigging and exercising. But I haven't done much of anything since practically February. I guess I'm almost kind of scared it's going to be shit, and I'm going to feel like, nah, not worth it, it's not gonna happen. It's, Jesus, this is very intense. I feel like actually testing and failing at the actual animation, it's going to be the most discouraging thing of all, and I'm gonna shelve the whole thing. What am I doing? This. Very low intensity. Okay, higher. Nice. Good question. I don't know. I could try to do some minor scenes, or precisely something for the montage. There's going to be, because Ergol's gonna talk to a few of these characters, but then we're going to see very briefly a sort of montage with other characters like this one, and maybe I could try to do one of those scenes, or maybe him just waking up in the morning and leaving the house, which that's the actual beginning of the thing, but I probably shouldn't do the first scene first. I always had an idea also, a part of telling the main story of Ergol, of making like some short little standalone little episodes, but I don't have specifically like an idea for that. Maybe I should do that or one of those first before going for the big main story. Jesus Christ with the dog. It's probably the freaking neighbors that have been... Not even the neighbors, there's this old lady next door that has been employing some people to do some cleaning for her, but they also kind of... Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to do some kind of short test, but I would also wouldn't want to do something that's a lot of work, but I will end up not really using it or something, if that makes any sense. I don't want to necessarily do something definitive and final first, but I don't want to feel like I'm wasting time on something that I'm not gonna use. I can be so freaking obtuse with that kind of thing. I'm not making any progress because that's exactly one of the reasons why also in all these years I haven't done much of anything, because I've been waiting for the right time to do my magnum opus or something, and nothing's gonna happen if I don't make it. The right time and the perfect conditions are not gonna happen. I have to make them happen. I have to work towards that, but I don't do it, and I keep waiting and I keep wasting time. And everything feels like a waste of time. If I do something that I'm not going to use, it's bad. If I do something that's bad, it's bad. And then if I do something, so I'm always cornered by my own stupid beliefs and shit. Yeah, maybe it's that, but I'm also genuinely afraid of kind of proving to myself that what I'm trying to do, or what I mean to do, isn't really doable, or not for me at least. I'm really worried of scaring myself away from the whole thing again and shutting down completely. Is there a way of masking where the hell is it? Is it pecan valleys or something like that, or by smoothness, or by yeah, something like that. Exactly those little bumps, if I can. Okay, I'm disconnected from chat. I don't know if the whole thing is down. Welcome to the chat room. What do you mean? I didn't go anywhere. don't know what that means when I get like disconnected from chat like that. Can I now do like a shading thing? Why does this? I don't think the stream went down, did it? Just a chat? Okay. I don't know why every now and then it disconnects me from chat and it starts trying to reconnect. I don't know if it's a Twitch thing, it's a me thing. Oh, I should mask this. Nice. I wanted to do something for May the 4th this year, but I'm always exhausted after my challenge, so I think it has been years since I made anything new for May the 4th. At least I did do Cat Bane for the actual challenge, but... You know, weird challenge. For the first time in forever, I think I haven't done a Mortal Kombat character or some fighting game character that have always been a bit of a staple of the challenge. Okay, I probably should mask this out too, so I don't do anything weird to any weird part. I just want to make this texture kind of pop a little bit by giving it a touch of color. Did that work? Yeah, it did work. I don't know if that was too much, or it's too subtle. It's very weird. Sometimes I feel like I'm overdoing things, and then I export them to the renderer, and it's not even noticeable there. This is too yellow now, isn't it? What if I made it a bit more orange, but not too saturated? Kind of light, but is that better than way yellow? Maybe a touch of dark. Okay, no, that's weirdly brown. Or can I sharpen maybe the mask? And or maybe shrink it. No, grow it. I always unsharpen and don't know if we could... Ooh, I only have like 10 more minutes to stream today, so we probably should try to export to Keyshot, but it's probably going to crash, so I should do... What the hell should I do? Maybe try to add some detail here with some alpha. Where the hell are the alphas? Oh, I wanted to try something like folds in like this, and not quite this. Just a little texture that's going to pop when we make it shiny in the actual render. Yeah, no, exactly. I feel like it would motivate me, but I'm also afraid it would discourage me if I cannot figure it out, and I cannot. I'm not too worried. I'm not that worried about quote unquote wasting time, as I said. What I'm more worried about is maybe end up proving to myself that I cannot do what I want or what I intend to do. I'm more scared of that than anything else, I think. But yeah, I should definitely do something already, I mean... But also... things that I wanted to make some backgrounds. I don't have any backgrounds for anything, but yes, for the sake of a test. Nothing needs to be finished or polished or anything, but if it feels too mechanical and too... I'm afraid of already disappointing myself very early and dropping the whole thing. But yeah, I would love to have something to show. I even thought of trying to put together some shots with some different characters and put together some sort of a teaser trailer to have something to show, because every time that I talk about this it sounds like probably a bigger deal than what it's gonna be when I say animated. It sounds like fully animated or 3D animated, and it's more of a hybrid. It's more of an animatic. It's not even meant to be that complicated, but I feel like I'm going to abort the whole thing if I don't get some good results in the test. Okay, something like this I would like in the chin or in the thing. Maybe not exactly that, but yeah. At the same time, I feel like precisely thinking of Bakshi made me think of the Lord of the Rings Bakshi, and they rotoscoped a lot of live action for that. I cannot rotoscope anything, and I cannot do like motion or performance capture, but I could use live action for cues, because it's the hardest thing to really get the right keyframes and the right timing for everything. I'm not an animator and I have zero experience with that, so I could use some live action as reference, and that would probably improve a lot of the timing and a lot of the flowiness of what I need to do. So I still see that as an option that makes me a little bit less scared of the whole animated part. I already see myself with some sort of helmet, some mushroom shaped helmet, filming myself doing dumb shit just to try to mimic it in the animation. Okay, let's leave it at that, and let's try to export it quickly, real quick, to freaking keyshot. I told my mom I'd meet her at 5:30, and I lied because I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Is this gonna work? Are you gonna crash? In case it crashes, we're near the end of the stream anyway, so not a complete loss. Are you gonna crash? Well, at least you are receiving. Let's try to do at least some kind of quick render to have to show for today's work. And okay, there you are. Very green. Very even. Again, you do so much poly painting and thinking you're overdoing it, and you bring it here and it looks all flat and uniform. Okay, it's not completely uniform. Let's give this a paint kind of glossy thing. This would look great in a kind of skin-like shader, but the subsurface scattering kind of thing takes so long to render. Wait, what is this? Oh. Did I not? Why are there so many parts? Did I not unify this? What are these parts? Oh, wait, right, the actual pupils don't have that material. The actual eyelids, not pupils. Weird that it's not freaking out about crashing or something yet. Why? Oh. This has two different materials for some reason? Why did that happen? I hate when that happens. I accidentally assign two different materials to one same part. What is this? Probably going to have to unify that. I hate when that happens. I never know why. I accidentally toggle material here and I break some part into two different materials and it's the same part and it should be two things and it's not even. Well, can we take this guy to some outdoor location to have him to see what he would look like in actual sunlight? I don't know why that's been sort of split. Let's let him render a little bit like that. I'm probably going to have to fix it and re-export it, but for now, it'd be fine. I'm already late. Thank you guys for coming by. I should stream again on Friday? Question mark. I should have streamed on Monday as well, but for a variety of reasons I didn't. Let's make a screen grab of this. Screenshot. Let's take a screenshot here too. What am I looking for? Let's save here. Let's save here. And I don't even know in what kind of environment am I gonna put this guy. But we'll see how it turns out. But for now, I'm gonna consider it kind of finished. I might do like a turntable animation out of these and everything. I really want to move on, and I've been stuck for a while, and especially now that I'm finally back with the art streams and stuff. Though I don't know what would I do next. That's also going to be a problem. So anyway, thank you guys. Thank you Duffy. Thank you Lucky. Thank you. There was someone lurking at some point. Should be back on Friday with a little bit more Jurassic June. Maybe I keep thinking of streaming a little bit at night one of these days. That might happen too. So see you guys around. See you tomorrow at Phil's. See you at the Discord and everywhere. Again, thank you so much for watching, for hanging out. It's a hell of a difference. To do this weird things that I do with you guys. Wait, let's take him at least for a second. Let's take him to the parking lot. Let's have parking frog for a second. Do you remember where we parked the frog? Section B, 5B. I hate when I forget where I parked the frog. Looks bigger like that. Anyway, thank you guys. See you tomorrow at Fields. See you around. See you next time. It's a big motherfucker.